What is good, Neo family? It's your boy Ray-Jay back with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the one and only Neo and why I'm still very bullish for the near-term and long-term futures, despite it being in the red today. I'm going to talk about why Neo and other stocks are in the red as well. I'm going to talk about what are the latest updates for Neo as well that makes me super excited, and I need to clear some misconceptions. And I'm going to end this video by talking about what Neo put on their Twitter page. They do have some big updates involving the Neo EP9, so I have a lot of cool things to talk about, but before I do talk about any of this, I do have to mention a couple of things. First off, I'm not a financial or taxation expert, so do not take this as financial or taxation advice. Everything in this video is solely for entertainment purposes only. And also, if you guys can, please smash that like button if you want to see more videos like this, and not only benefits me, but the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the sponsor of this video, Moomoo. There's a link in the description to sign up. If you do sign up, you're going to get up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500. With all that out of the way, let's get started with the video. So looking at Neo, it's down about 3.29% for the day. If you bring up the one-day chart, we ran all the way up to $41.41 a share. Then after that, it was just red, dropping all the way down to $38.36. And why did Neo drop with the overall market? Because it wasn't just Neo. Neo is not the main one that's responsible for it dropping the way it did. Now, it did begin to run up a little bit, seeing some consolidation, but it closed at 39.13, once again still in the red. But the way it dropped like this is very similar to the overall market. If you look at the S&P 500, look at this very dramatic drop to the downside, especially right over here. If you look at Tesla as well, check this out. Very dramatic drop just like that, and Tesla barely recovered in the green. So my point is, Neo dropped with the overall market, and the reason the market is dropping is because of uncertainty and fear right now over many things that have been playing out. First off, CNBC reported that Jerome Powell says that the Fed will discuss speeding up the bond buying taper at December meetings. Now, what does this mean? This basically means that the cost to borrow money, interest rates, and yield rates may start to go up very soon. And this, in turn, has had a negative effect on the market. And this has led to a lot of fear for what's going to come. Now, I also want to note this over here. According to CNBC, it was reported that the Moderna CEO says that the current vaccines will likely not work against the new variant of the virus. Now, I just want to put it out there that I don't know if this is true or not. And I do find this quite unusual, as it's just barely been reported over the fact that we just barely know about this virus and they're already making this claim. But I do want to put it out there that this has led to a lot of fear out there. Now, you guys could think whatever you want about the vaccine or anything like that, but I do want to put it out there that this is leading to a lot of fear in the market, a lot of uncertainty about what's going to come. And you could say the S&P ended up closing in the red. A lot of cryptocurrencies closed in the red. And right now, Neo is a little bit in the red. Now, we did have a bit of a recovery in the after hours, up about 0.87%, but we're still down about over 3%. And that to me is nothing to be too concerned about for the long run. But in the short run, this will have its effects. So let's look at this from different perspectives. Now, let's look at the Bollinger Bands real quick. You could see that we touched the upper band for the part of the day as we ran up. Then we began to touch the lower band for a lot of the day. And we did see a little bit of consolidation, which is a good sign. But look at the closing. We closed below the lower band. We closed at the lower band, I mean. And when this happens, this is an indicator that Neo is not showing the amount of strength that we really want to see right now. And that to me is not necessarily a bad sign for the long run, because I do know that we do have that huge catalyst of Neo Day coming up in a couple of weeks. And by then we should see a good reversal. But if you look at Neo over a long period of time, the RSI did drop just a little bit to 43.94, showing a little bit less strength. And the MACD currently flipped, showing that there is some bearish momentum for this company, which means that we could dip a little bit more before we gain the support and start to run up again. So Neo is trading sideways, not because Neo is a horrible company, but because of the overall market. It's bringing many companies like this down, including Tesla and many other companies. But even though this is happening, like I said before, this is not the end for Neo, guys. I see some big moves coming for the future of this company. I do think that we're going to see a lot more runs up in the upside by December 18th, when Neo has its Neo Day coming. We should see some very good moves coming. And once again, Neo is a baby. So do not lose faith just yet. This thing still has all the potential in the world. So I'm going to talk about what other articles reported right now. The Motley Fool stated why Neo stock plunged today. And it's going on about, the news, like I was telling you guys about, the fear involving Jerome Powell. And Elon Musk did tweet right over here about how there has been some supply chain issues this year for the overall market. And he did talk about the fact that this is still affecting Tesla, and this obviously will in turn affect the overall EV market. Excuse me. So the global chip shortage is still something that we do need to look at. But I do believe that despite that, NIO is still doing quite well. They're still killing it with their quarterly deliveries. And I do see a lot of improvement for 2022. We will recover from it. It's just that we're in a bit of a, how should I say, delayed state right now. NIO's explosion is not coming overnight. It's a little bit delayed, but it eventually will come, and maybe even sooner than you think, because we have been seeing it trading amongst the same channel. But I do think if you give it the time, when the catalysts come out, when they announce big things, it's going to be awesome. So the monthly pool is even asking the question, could Rivian, Lucid, or NIO become the next Tesla? So even NIO is now being reported as having that potential, which I think is a very good sign. Now they are talking about how Tesla is the one of the best out there, but so is NIO, guys. NIO has just as much potential for the long term, in my opinion. And if you give NIO the time it needs, this thing is going to crush it. Now, I want to talk about this last thing that was reported, guys. There was some rumors that came out over the fact that NIO is going to be producing cars in Poland, and NIO did state that they're not really expanding to Poland just yet. They're not going to be producing cars there yet, but they just need to clear that out, because that's the uncomfortable truth. That doesn't mean NIO is a bad company, because they are expanding to 5 European countries very soon. That's absolutely awesome. It's still a beast, but right now they have not expanded to producing in Poland just yet. And even though that is, like, it did make some people sad, that maybe played a role in NIO closing in the red, it's nothing to be too concerned about, because we're not dropping down to 30 or 33. We're still holding up quite well, and I do see a big reversal coming as there are more catalysts underway. Now look at this right over here. NIO put on their Twitter that before the hashtag NIO EP9 is on display at the Peterson University Hypercars exhibit opening on December 2nd, dive into the design story of our global design and the engineering team working hard to bring the extraordinary car to a reality. And you can see it right over here. Now, they did report about how amazing this car is, its insane capabilities and the track records. But I'm just putting it out there. This is just another big catalyst for NIO. I think the EP9 is going to be an absolute beast. If you give it more time, we're going to see more production and more orders, just improving their customer service and their revenue. So with that out of the way, let's talk about what I expect to happen to NIO. So for the short term, guys, the market is bringing lots of companies like NIO a little bit down. We could see more volatility and a little bit of a drop, so to speak, as indicated by the MACD. But even if that happens, guys, leading up to December 18th, right over here, we should see a huge reversal and run up to the mid to high 40s easily, because of the fact that NIO's having their big NIO day, and there could be some huge announcements coming up. So after that, guys, I think 2022 is going to be an even better year for NIO. We're going to see most definitely all-time highs, in my opinion, by that year. And I do see huge things for the future of this company. So in the short term, things look a little bit uncertain, but if you look up until December 18th and after that, I see some huge explosions, some huge moves coming, and this thing has all the potential in the world. With that said and done, guys, thank you for listening. I hope you all have a great weekend, a great rest of the day, and please take care. Thank you, and peace out.